Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to 31 Days of Yoga. If this is your first time here, hello, my name is Wendy, so pleased to have you. If you are into health, fitness, and yoga related videos, then consider subscribing to my channel. And then while you're at it, click that little bell icon to be notified every time I post, which through the month of January will be every single day. I'm coming back at you with another yin restorative yoga flow. Well, kind of. And we're going to be utilizing the wall. So if you have a wall space, go ahead and move to it. I would double up my mat and then just set it out so that you can lay your torso on it easily. Now, if you know that your hamstrings are a little bit tighter, it might be nice to have a blanket that you could slide right next to the wall just to prop your hips up a little bit and give you more space. Let me just show you how to get into it. So when you have your blocks and your mat ready and maybe a blanket handy, we're going to slide our hips so that they're as close to the wall as we can possibly get. Our spine is going to come down and our legs are going to come up. Take a moment here to meander your way into a comfortable position. So if you're feeling really tight in your hamstrings, maybe you want to inch yourself away from the wall. The other option is to put something underneath your low back, like a blanket, a bolster. Probably not a block because we want to stay nice and cozy here. And this is essentially where we're going to be today. We're going to do some variations here, utilizing the wall just to get us a little bit deeper into the hips. But otherwise, this is our baseline. Viparita Karani. This is the pose that we are doing right now, legs up the wall. And this posture has many beautiful benefits to it. One of the first ones is obviously this is an inversion. Our feet are above our heart. This helps to relieve some of the pressure in our heart and replenish the blood that tends to pool in the bottom of the feet. So along with that, our feet might to start feel a little bit tingly here and there. Don't worry too much about that. Try to push through if you can. If it is a little bit too hard, of course, just roll over onto one side, allow your feet to be in line with the heart, and then just allow the blood flow to come back. And then meet us back here when you're ready. Another beautiful benefit of this posture is that it helps you to sleep. And it also helps to reduce anxiety. So in Eastern philosophy, the front side of our body is usually related to the future. And when we're really focused on the future, that can create some anxiety. Now, the back side of the body is considered the past. And if we focus a lot on that, then that can turn into depression. So this pose reduces the angle of the front side of the body, reducing our focus on the future, while the back side of our body is supported by both the wall and the ground. So we are grounding out that past energy. In other words, it helps to fold us right into the present moment. You can close down the eyes as you're here. Treat this almost as if it's a little nap. Let's come into our first pose. So we'll just start to take the soles of the feet together, bend the knees, and allow the heels to slide down towards the groin. Now, the base of the heel, the ankle, will probably want to spread apart. And go ahead and let them if that's what happens naturally. Our knees will probably be coming a little bit closer towards our chest. So if you'd like to, you can anchor your elbows down onto the ground and just use your hands to gently press the knees back towards the wall. Now, I'd really like you to utilize the ground here and the pressure into your thighs so that you're not actually using much energy in your upper body or in your arms. It's more just stacking the bones so that you have a little bit more pressure in the area where you need. Keep that breath flowing smooth and steady. Good. And just as we're ready, we'll go ahead, allow the knees to come back together, send the legs back up the wall. Take a moment here. Notice if there's any differences. They might be very subtle. Good. And when we're ready, let's come into our next pose. So we'll just bend the knees. Take the soles of the feet onto the wall and then open up the legs. I like to use my hands to assist my shins down closer towards my thighs. So we want our heels as close to our sit bones as we can get while opening up those knees. So if you think about flipping ourselves so that the feet were on the ground, we'd be in a malasana or a yogi squat. Now, if you'd like to, you can take your hands to heart center. You can push your elbows into your thighs to move them apart. Or, we can just be more so relaxed here, just opening up the arms. This is also a lovely variation because typically when we're on our feet, our ankles start to get a little bit of intensity there. So here we can still get some of the flexion of the ankle, some of the opening through the hip, but without so much pressure. As we feel ready, we can start to move those knees together, lengthen the legs back up the wall. Between each of our poses, we'll just spend a few breaths in this legs up the wall just to get the drainage to come back, just to reacclimate to our inversion. So for this next one, we're just going to be doing a straddle with the wall. So that's why we're going to be utilizing our blocks. If you don't have blocks, you could use equal size pillows, really anything that could be used to support the legs. Go ahead, take those blocks nice and close on either side of your hips. We're going to flex our feet and just open up our legs. Now, if the blocks stop you before you find the right sensation, just move them a little bit further apart. And you can find a happy place here. I just noticed that without the blocks, because you can certainly do this without the blocks, but I just noticed that when gravity is pushing my legs down, it's a little bit too much. So I just come a little bit too open. We want to stay in a place where we can maintain. If you notice any tension on the inner knee, you might have come a little bit too far. So go ahead and adjust as needed. And then when you find a happy place, you can help massage the inner thigh just with the hands. You could use your hands just on the inner thighs to add a little bit more pressure without taking you too deep. Or you can just open up and let all effort go. Still either keeping those eyes closed or liquid soft. Really just allowing yourself to sink into this posture with little or no effort at all. This series is, I think, ideal for doing before bed, or if you're feeling kind of down throughout the day, you could use this as almost a little bit of a pick me up, like a nap, but with just a little bit more intention behind it to help you generate energy rather than become more tired. When we feel ready, we can take the hands to the outsides of the legs, assist the knees to bend, and then assist the legs together. Extend both of the legs up towards the sky. You can move your blocks so that they wouldn't interfere if your legs came to either side. So we've done some inner hip, inner thigh work. Let's do some outer thigh work as well. So let's go ahead, just cross the right ankle over the left thigh. You can use your right hand kind of in that same manner as we did with the butterfly, anchoring the elbow and then just using the stack of the bones so you're not using too much effort. You might need a little bit more, so we'll start to bend through the left leg, taking the right leg a little bit closer in towards the chest. Just adjust as you see fit. Trying to keep the spine long on the ground, so not letting that tailbone curl up. And breathe. Breathe into those areas that are experiencing sensation. Keep some focus on the breath to help keep you in the present moment. Excellent. Let's go ahead, slide both the legs back up towards the sky. Take a moment with your legs just up the wall. And then let's switch. Left ankle over the right thigh. I forgot to mention this, but keep that foot flexed. We're going to add a little bit of pressure with our hand into the left thigh. And if we need a little bit more, we can start to bend the knee, adjust so that we feel some sensation. Breathe into those areas of sensation. See what you can let go of. Maybe in the jaw, in the facial expression. Good. Let's extend both of our legs back up towards the sky. Take a moment here to neutralize. We're going to take this into a twist. So coming into our final postures. Inhale here, and then as we exhale, we'll allow our legs to come over to the right. Now it's up to you whether you want to have your legs straight or a little bit bent. Either is perfectly fine. But that top leg, the left foot, is going to press into the wall. And the left hip is going to try to move towards the wall as well. Just keeping that nice length through the left side body, that pressure that you're giving to the wall. Not too much, nothing that will jar you out of your relaxation, just enough to find some length. Breathing in and out through the belly. Giving yourself that internal massage. And when we're ready, we can pull those legs back up towards the sky, one at a time. And then nice and easy, we'll take the legs over to the other side. Straight or bent, just find some symmetry between the two sides. Then a little bit of pressure of that right heel and that right sit bone into the wall. Once again, breathing in and out through the belly. You could even visualize yourself literally being wrung out, getting rid of all the things that no longer serve you, and making room for the things that do. When we're ready, nice and slow, we'll make our way back to legs up the wall. Stay here, just allowing the blood to replenish, rejuvenate, and refresh. Feel free to stay here in legs up the wall for as long as serves you, giving yourself these moments to completely revitalize. The light that's within me honors and acknowledges the light that's within you. And from the seed, from the source, we are literally one. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Namaste.